Martin Scorsese stands as one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, a man whose career embodies the relentless pursuit of excellence, adaptation, and resilience that defines the Spartan mindset. Unlike many of his contemporaries who faded into irrelevance or fell into self-parody, Scorsese has navigated an industry that chews up and spits out even the most talented with a level of focus and reinvention that is nothing short of warrior-like. His story is not just one of cinematic mastery, but of discipline, struggle, and a refusal to be boxed in by expectations. Born in 1942 in Queens, New York, Scorsese was a sickly child who suffered from severe asthma. He was too frail to engage in sports or roughhousing like the other kids in his neighborhood, so he found solace in movies, developing a passion for storytelling that would define his life. A lesser man might have accepted those physical limitations as a weakness, but Scorsese adapted, training his mind with the same discipline that a Spartan would train his body. He turned his physical restrictions into an advantage, using the isolation they caused to fuel his understanding of human nature, conflict, and the power of visual storytelling. His rise was anything but easy. Hollywood, like any battlefield, does not grant success willingly. His early films, Mean Streets and Taxi Driver, were met with critical acclaim, but they didn't make him a mainstream powerhouse. He followed these with New York, New York, a film that flopped and left him spiraling into self-destruction. Much like a warrior wounded in battle, he struggled with cocaine addiction and came dangerously close to losing everything. But the Spartan mindset does not allow for surrender. Instead of letting his failures define him, Scorsese reemerged with Raging Bull, a film that was more than just a biopic. It was a manifestation of his own struggles. Jake LaMotta's rise and fall mirrored Scorsese's own battles, and the film became a personal redemption, proving that he was still a force to be reckoned with. It was brutal, unrelenting, and deeply introspective, the kind of film that only a man who had been to the edge and fought his way back could make. From that moment forward, Scorsese displayed a level of adaptation that few in Hollywood could match. While many directors fall into the trap of repeating their successes, making weaker imitations of their past glories, Scorsese constantly reinvented himself. He could have spent his entire career making mob films and still been considered a legend. Instead, he refused to be predictable. After Goodfellas, he pivoted to The Age of Innocence, a period drama about 19th century high society. After Casino, he made Kundun, a film about the Dalai Lama. The man who built his name on crime films about violent men also directed The Last Temptation of Christ, one of the most controversial religious films ever made. This kind of fearlessness and adaptability is what separates a true Spartan from those who simply had their moment in the sun. Scorsese didn't let his past successes limit his future choices. When Hollywood was shifting toward blockbuster franchises, he didn't chase trends. Instead, he doubled down on his craft, delivering Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, and Shutter Island, each proving that he could dominate in different genres. Yet even as he continued to succeed, he was never above hardship. His struggles weren't just artistic, they were financial. Unlike directors who secure massive studio deals and coast on their reputations, Scorsese constantly had to fight to get his films made. The Irishman took years to develop because no major studio wanted to fund it. The same happened with Silence, a passion project that nearly drained him financially. But instead of compromising his vision or giving up, he adapted, seeking funding from unconventional sources like Netflix and Apple, proving that true warriors find ways to win, even when the odds are against them. But Scorsese's mindset isn't just about fighting for his own success. It's about passing down his knowledge. Many of his contemporaries retreated into obscurity, unwilling or unable to keep up with the changing industry. Scorsese, however, has mentored countless young filmmakers, constantly pushing cinema forward rather than clinging to the past. His work with emerging directors and his dedication to film preservation show that he is not just a warrior in his own battles, but also a general, ensuring that future generations have the tools to fight their own. Even now, at over 80 years old, Scorsese remains relentless. He could have retired decades ago, rested on his legacy, and still been regarded as one of the greatest. Instead, he continues making films that challenge audiences, refusing to take the easy road. Killers of the Flower Moon, his latest epic, proves that he is still at war, not against other filmmakers, but against mediocrity, stagnation, and the passage of time itself. Many great directors lose their way. Some get trapped in their own success, endlessly recycling the same material. Some descend into irrelevance, Francis Ford Coppola. Others compromise their integrity for Hollywood's demands, George Lucas. Scorsese? He keeps marching forward. Because the battle never ends for a true Spartan. Order the Spartan mindset today and take the first step toward becoming the leader your world needs. Let your struggles forge you into a warrior of character and resolve. The Spartan Mindset provides all this and more in an original, comprehensive, and actionable guide. Available now for just $19.99. Buy your copy from the links in the description box below and on this channel's homepage.